Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get into a case of Jack O'Sullivan, which I've covered for some months now, and he is still missing. This article is from the Avon and Somerset Police. 1 year since the disappearance of Jack O'Sullivan in Bristol. This was quite a while ago, this article, and it was posted on the 20th of February 2025 at 8:33 in the morning. And it goes on to say, it has been a year since 23-year-old Jack O'Sullivan went missing after a night out in Bristol. Obviously, it's over a year now, people. Jack, who was 23 at the time of his disappearance, was last seen in the early hours on the Saturday, 2nd of March, after he attended a house party in the Hotwells area of Bristol. Now, 1 year on, we are appealing for the public to think back to where they were a year ago to recall if they saw anything which could help our investigations. The last likely sighting of Jack was at 3:38 a.m. walking along Bennett Way, Slip Road, heading in the direction of Bristol city centre. He had earlier been spotted on CCTV walking around the Cumberland Basin and below the Plimsoll Swing Bridge. And there's also pictures of that where you can find online, people. To help people cast their minds back to the date, it was particularly cold evening and had snowed. Later the same day, Bristol lost 1-0 to local rivals Cardiff. The day Jack went missing, an investigation was launched into his disappearance, with almost 20 police departments being involved in the search over the following weeks and months. It's such a shame. It really, really is. This is from Assistant Chief Constable Joanne Hall said, "It has been 1 year since Jack's disappearance. I want to recognise the pain his family continue to go through. Our collective thoughts remain with them during the very difficult time. Anniversaries provide an important opportunity to look back and reflect. A lot can happen in a year, and things which didn't appear significant. At the time, it may look different with the passage of time. Do you remember what you were doing that cold, snowy day in March 24? You may recall seeing something which on the surface seemed unimportant, but may an important piece of information for us to know. Do you remember seeing anything on your journey, whether you were walking in the area or travelling on the roads? Our investigations have been extensive, with resources utilised from more than 30 different teams and organisations, including support from colleagues within the fire services, HM Coast Guard and the National Police Air Service, NPAS. This includes seeking independent advice, support and guidance from experts at the National Crime Agency and an experienced police search advisor from a neighbouring force and an independent oceanographer. Our dive team has searched the river from Avonmouth through to Conham River Park. Officers include those with our mounted team, dog unit and drone unit have searched in water and on land, especially in the wider area where Jack was last seen, including the Hotwells, Ashton and North Somerset areas. We have kept an open mind throughout the investigations and regularly review our various hypotheses around Jack's disappearance. As the year have progressed, we've exhausted multiple lines of inquiries, and we'd like to thank the public for their help so far in coming forward with the information. We asked you again to please cast your mind back to the time last year and think about any details which may help. Welcome back to part 2 on missing Jack O'Sullivan. I just want to get into Mystery Files UK, as he said some interesting stuff about Jack's phone. Let's get into this, people.
Vanished in Bristol, one theory stands out: the mystery of his phone's last movements. Jack left a house party in Hotwells just after 3 a.m. and was last seen on CCTV at 3:38 a.m.
I just want to say something. There was said to be an altercation that the private investigator that his parents hired found that Jack apparently hit his head on the stairs, and that could have led to internal bleeding or something like that. But he did have an altercation. It's funny how his friends, or some of the people, because he must at least sort of knew at least one person who took him to that party that he was with earlier that night, had said anything. And it just seems like nobody's talking at the moment. And I just believe that maybe the answers are in the Facebook group. But this is interesting about the phone anyway. I'll let it play out, people.
But the real intrigue comes from his phone data. At 4:39 a.m., Jack's phone showed a spike in data enough to suggest someone watched a 9-minute video. Yet, when his mum tried to call after 5 a.m., there was no answer. Jack's phone's final ping was at 6:44 a.m., not by the river, but near an electricity substation on Granby Hill, a spot on land, not water. Here's the theory. Did Jack drop his phone, and did someone else pick it up and use it? Or could Jack have still been alive and moving after the last CCTV sighting? His family believes the police haven't fully searched the area where the phone last pinged, raising questions about...
Ali did mention that, to be honest, the area where his phone last pinged, that wasn't searched enough or checked enough in that area. And to be honest with you, it's not the best place to go at night, so I've heard that people have told me.
Missed evidence. Experts say if Jack had fallen into the river, his body or belongings would likely have been found by now. So was someone else involved, or is there a crucial clue still hidden near Granby Hill? What do you think happened in those missing hours? Share your theories in the comments and follow Mystery Files UK for more unsolved mysteries.
I'm just going to go to some things in the chat. He is found. No, he's not found, someone said. No, he's not. Praying he is found safe. That's the one. Yeah, I think he didn't want to be found. My guess is that he left the country. A lot of people think that, and I don't know why. I just don't know why. For me, I just don't think that. He was very close to his family, and I just don't think he would have just gone, just a vibe. I've seen a post saying that there's a serial killer in Bristol. That's worrying. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that because people have sort of gone missing around that area. Let me know what you think, people. I'm just going to move on to part 3. This is by Comic Crying Haley Comic. Do go and subscribe to her. She's been on this case for quite a while. Find Jack, update Jack O'Sullivan.
A little bit of an update, a very eerie update, but one that has got some significance if it's true. Now, we're talking about Jack O'Sullivan, who's been missing since March from Bristol. Now, his mum spoke to the Bristol Post newspaper and said that she has reason to believe that the person who knows exactly what happened to her son is in the Find Jack group on Facebook, watching what's going on. Now, his mum said that several people have told her that one of the members within that group is the person who knows exactly what happened to Jack in the early hours of that morning. Now, if you remember correctly, because I've covered Jack's case lots of times before, Jack, he was 23, was last seen in the early hours of Saturday, March the 2nd, after he'd been to a house party out with some friends in the Hot Wells area of Bristol. Now, the mother of Jack said that she's been told a member of the Find Jack Facebook group may have crucial information about his whereabouts. Catherine O'Sullivan, who is originally from Neath, disclosed the key to her son's mysterious disappearance is possibly held within the group that they have created to find them.
Look, so I have covered this before, but I think it needs to go out before, if obviously someone knows something or did something sinister happened to Jack, or have knowledge of where he is. If he's still alive, then they must say something, because obviously Jack's mum and dad and brother must actually be going through hell not knowing where he is, and they can't rest till they find him. And we know the work that Catherine's been doing, and sometimes she's been doing more than what the police have been doing, and it's horrendous that they just can't call into the police station. They've got to act like email once a week information which the police said they would look at, but they think he drowned, and yet his phone was pinging quite far away from the river in an area where it is quite hot for crime. Did he get picked up and taken off somewhere. You just don't know. People have said he didn't want to be found. I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure that Jack would be the kind of person to do that. I just can't see that, to be honest, as an option.
Son. In a heartfelt plea on the Find the Jack group, she said, I get continuous messages telling me the person who has the answers to what's happened to Jack is here in this group. If it is true, please come forward and tell someone. You can share the information anonymously if you wish to. We are desperate as a family, we just need answers. Please help us. The bottom line is, if you know, please come forward and let us know. Now, it's very likely if something criminal happened to Jack and somebody caused him to go missing, then they will be watching the investigation very closely. They'll be watching where searches are done. Obviously, they will know where Jack's body is, and they'll be watching who's doing what, where, and why. So she has a very good point, and obviously she has had messages saying that there is a particular person in there who may have done something. So I will keep you updated.
It is really, really sad, to be honest with you, that we haven't really had that much information since this, and the family have gone quite quiet after basically his sort of 1 year anniversary of being sort of missing, and not knowing that he's dead or alive must be absolutely killing them. And I believe the police don't really want to do any more, because I think they think he's in the river, though he was never found, to be honest with you. And I do think that if he was in that river, he would have serviced, eventually. That's my view on that. But like I said, if anyone's got any information on where Jack is, or have heard anything, please let the family know, or please email me privately, because I will put that up. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and basically follow the channel. And like I said, for the ones who are making videos still about Jack, please keep making them, because like I said, I've followed this case for quite a while, and it's quite alarming in why he's never been found. Thank you.